Well, I love the way our guys fought in this game. This loss is totally on me. With 10 seconds in regulation, we should have just taken the timeout, advanced the ball, and found a way to get it in and made a free throw or two and ended the game. But it didn't happen, and we made some other mistakes, but our guys just need to concentrate on fighting the way they fought in this game from start to finish, and we'll be back Thursday.
Rick, what to you was the root cause of your turnover issues tonight? 21, I think, was the number you guys finished with.
22 for 32 points was what I saw.
22, yes, that was one at the end. Sorry.
We made mistakes. And so that's an area we got to clean up. And then, rebounding was pretty even. But we did a lot of good things that we need to continue to do. And we've been a tough-minded, resilient team really for almost the entire second half of the year, and we got to continue with that and come back in here on Thursday night.
Was there instruction of foul before that round three, even though there wasn't really a chance to do so?
Yes, but he caught the ball and he was faced up, so Pascal decided to lay off, which was, I understand, that's probably the right decision. You don't want to give up a 4-point play. So, look, a lot of things had to go wrong for us and right for them. They did. And so, we got to own it, and we got to get ready for Thursday.
Just obviously, you mentioned the fight. There's certainly, you guys had a couple double-digit deficits you were facing. Just what did impress you in those moments about, in terms of their fight and their ability to come back in those situations?
Well, we just, all year long, our battle cry has been continue to play, continue to push tempo, continue to execute, keep playing no matter what, and it's served us well, and it did tonight too. And so, we got, it's unfortunate we did so many good things in this game that it came down to a couple of mistakes at the end, but this is the NBA playoffs, and we've got to learn from it, and we got to bounce back.
I think at the end of regulation, you had taken 3 foul shots to their 23 or 24. Did you have a feeling in the game about how it was officiated?
I mean, my daughter's already got to sit out one semester of college. I can't ever take a whole year off.
Rick, just with Ty, that final play in regulation, 5.7, just what did you see on that play? And then just from an execution standpoint, what were you guys kind of looking for on that one?
Well, I don't want to get into the exact play and what was supposed to happen. They did a good job guarding it, pressuring it. Ty obviously had to make something happen and ended up in a tough spot. But he did get a shot up, which is a positive. But we never should have been in that situation.
And then he had a turnover in overtime on some physicality from Jrue. Just how do you want him to try to hold up against that physicality? I know Derek White really brings it pretty hard. Jrue as well.
We had a lot of turnovers that would be hard to explain. But this is conference finals in the NBA playoffs, and so these things happen. And as many turnovers as we had, our guys continued to play and continued to fight and, found a way to get, the 3-point cushion and the ball. And so at that point, we just got to finish it off.
The good things you mentioned that you guys did, what are they, and what things will you kind of have your team hang your hat on to say, we can still come and get this game on Thursday?
Well, I mean, we got down 12-0. Took a big punch early in the game, withstood that, fought back, got it even at halftime. That was a positive. We didn't start the third quarter well, but we ended it well. And so I think we'll look at the third quarter, the first parts, the first half of the third quarter, and I know there are things we can do better at both ends, and we got to make those corrections and come back Thursday.
Last one.
Yeah, Rick asked about the final play of regulation. Tyrese had it was a long 3, but if he had it back to do again, might have wanted to shoot it?
You talking about the last
play of regulation? it looked like he was open for a long three.
Oh, I haven't looked at that yet.
Yep.
I haven't looked at that yet. But look, he'll look at it. He'll make whatever adjustment needs to be made on it. Look, it's a tough situation, and they got a lot of great defenders out there, and they did a pretty damn good job of defending it. And so, you want to avoid even getting into that situation if possible, and we just were unable to do that.
Thanks, Coach.
Ty, can you just take us kind of through the final minute of the game and what you feel like went wrong for you guys at the end of regulation?
Just turnovers. I mean, I dribbled off my foot in transition. We turned it over on the side out of bounds. Those are two possessions that we can get free throws out of that we messed up. And then just that last play in the corner, I think we were going to foul, but the way Jalen caught it, it was like he was just going to shoot it right away. So I think Pascal didn't want to foul him, which I thought was the right play because I thought he would have got called for 3 shots, and Jalen just made a big shot, and then that last possession just didn't get a good one. Felt like there was a better shot for me to get that I didn't get.
When you have that many free throws as a team, was there a theme to that? Was it sloppy play from you guys? Why do you think the number got so high?
Free throws given up? Turnovers, yeah. I think it's more on us. I think, they're a great defensive team. They got, great defenders, individual and team defenders. But they're not a team who forces a ton of turnovers. They're a solid team. I just felt like we had a lot more of them were probably on us than them forcing them. So we got to clean that up. And outside of tonight and one game last series, we've really taken care of the ball. So we'll fix it in game 2.
You said you felt like there was a better shot for you to get, I guess, if you could elaborate on that. I mean, did you feel like the first look you got when you were deep, is that the one you mean? Do you wish you would have taken that one, or is there anything else you felt like should have gone better in that possession? For sure.
That's replayed in my head 100 times already, and it'll replay, after I get out of here. But I can't dwell on it. I felt like that was probably the look for me to shoot. And wish I did, but I didn't. And we had to move on. In overtime, we were right there. Just didn't get enough stops when need be. I turned it over down there, down the stretch. But we were right there to win the game still in overtime. So, it happens, and I learned from it moving forward.
Tyrese, Rick, in his comments up there, took what he said was full blame for not calling timeout to advance the ball with about 10 seconds left. Were you looking for a timeout in that moment, and just what's your reaction to him?
That's not on him. Us as players, we got to do a better job. I had 2 bad turnovers that I feel like cost us the game, one in fourth and one in overtime. So, I understand he's protecting us, protecting, me as well. But I'll take that more than he should. I got to be better, and I will be better in game 2, and we'll respond the right way.
Ty, is it more discouraging because you lose a game like this in heartbreaking fashion, or encouraging knowing you were toe-to-toe and really they didn't win this game, you guys lost it?
Well, they did win, and we did lose. I think encouraging. I mean, we know we can play with these guys. I mean, that's for y'all to say that we don't. There's a lot of people out here saying we don't belong here. We don't really care. We know we belong. I think it's discouraging just because of the plays that happened. Down the stretch, we feel like we were in position to win the game and just didn't win the game. But what I will say is encouraging is we have been trash in game 1s, first series and second series, and today we played great for about 47 minutes. Just didn't sustain it for 48. So we'll go back, watch the film. There'll be good, there'll be bad, and we'll learn from it, and we'll be a lot better in game 2.
Ty, sorry to harp on the turnovers, but the one that you bounced off your foot, what were you looking for on that play? Or did you just kind of lose it?
Which one?
The overtime, or 27 seconds left when you came up the floor, left wing, and
in
you
the
bounced
fourth.
off your foot. Yes.
In the fourth. I don't know. There was like 3 different occasions where I dribbled the ball off my foot today. I don't know what happened. It's frustrating because that's not something that happens normally for me. But nobody forced it. I just dribbled the ball off my foot. So Frustrating, to say the least, but I'll learn from it and I'll be better in game 2.
And then the one on the left wing with Holiday in overtime. Just what have you seen from the physical? Obviously, Jrue's a very physical defender. What did you kind of see from him in game 1? How you need to attack it, or what you can do with that going forward?
Yeah, I mean, he's the best defender in the NBA. He has been for a long time. I was trying to get him as far to the left wing as I could so I could come downhill to my right. And I had the spin to set it up, and I just dribbled it off my foot. So it's unfortunate. It's frustrating for sure, but it happens. We make mistakes. We're human. And I'll learn from it, and I'll be better in game 2.
Did you? Yeah, Angela.
Hey, Ty. Aaron was pretty vocal walking off the court, few expletives. Everybody else was silent. How much does this one really sting, though, for this team? And how much anger do you guys have with how it ended?
Yeah, it's frustrating. I mean, of course it's frustrating. Like, we felt like we were in position to win the game, but you can't dwell on it, What I will say, we've lost every game 1, but we've responded well in all these game 2s. So, I expect that from this group. I expect us to be ready to go. And yeah, I mean, we're all human. Like, we're supposed to be frustrated right now, but you can't dwell on it. Like, be mad about it, But once you shower, get it off. Be ready to watch film tonight and tomorrow morning, and it's a new day tomorrow. And at the end of the day, if we won tonight, we weren't winning the series automatically anyway. So we understand there's still a lot more work to do, and we'll respond the right way.
Thank you, Ty.
Pascal, I guess we'll get the turnover question over first, and what kind of just happened on that inbound play. How much of a grip did you feel like you got on it? Basically, just what transpired there from your eyes?
I think it was a tough one. I don't know. I felt like I was grabbed, but then, I felt like I touched it. I didn't know if he touched it. I mean, it was just a mess, and at the end, I was just trying to save it. But, yeah, unfortunate play for sure.
You didn't want to foul on Jalen when he caught it because you thought it'd be a 4-point play, I presume.
Yeah, I mean, I thought, as soon as I got to him, I was a little late because of the screen. He was going up, so I didn't want to do it, and then when I was going to do it, it was just a little too late. So yeah, it's just one of those where it's like if you have an opportunity to do it, you do it. But it was just a judgment call. Like I felt like he was going to this motion, like he had a pump fake. Like I didn't want to foul then, and it's a tough shot. I was in front of him. Maybe I could have contested it better, but it was just a tough play.
21 turnovers and 23 fouls. How much do you feel like you guys beat yourselves tonight?
Obviously a lot of turnovers, unforced turnovers too. And a lot of fouls. So yeah, I think we know we got to do better, and we will be better at that. Like especially, because we don't turn the ball over as much. So we got to do better at that as a team. And yeah, try to play without fouling. I mean, I don't know how many fouls we got on the other side, but we just got to do a better job of just not fouling.
How do you come away from this game? Because you guys did a lot of good things. You responded from the big lead they had, but obviously the turnovers late. So what is the feeling that you have, or kind of want your teammates?
It sucks. Obviously, I think it should. It should suck. But I think we did a lot of good things. We got to go back, get better. And at the end of the day, as much as it hurts, it's one loss. So we just got to move on from it, and we have another opportunity. This game is they're getting coming at us fast, and we just got to move on from it. Just at the end of the day, it's one loss, and keep our heads up and just correct some of the things that we didn't do well, and trying to continue to get better. And we think it's going to be a long series. So yeah, just have that mindset.
I guess to kind of stick with that theme, what do you feel like you guys did particularly well when you were able to stop their runs? I mean, or able to respond. Certainly, you were down 12-0 out of the gate and managed to make that up. Same deal in the third quarter. What did you guys do well in those periods?
Playing on our pace. Playing fast and sharing the ball. That's something that we got to continue to do. Yeah, just being us. Like at the end of the day, like I just feel like when we us and we play at our pace, it's hard to defend. And obviously they're gonna go on runs. They're a really good team, but we just gotta sustain those and just continue to play and do us.
I wanted to ask you about Tyrese. He was shooting it with confidence. I feel like from three and stuff, just in general today. Just how did you? What what you see from him just out in the court, and how did he kind of help set the tone for you guys when you guys?
Yeah, he's he's the heart of our team. Like setting the pace up, setting us up for just the way we play, and he has great vision. Obviously, we know what he can do as a shooter, but yeah, like he's the engine for us, and he gets us going. And yeah, like we're gonna need him to continue to be him, and we just got to play off of him.
Pascal, what did you see from their defense? Looked like they went to zone at one point for a little bit, and up the pressure in the second half. What did they kind of do that led to some of the droughts you guys had?
I mean they're a good defensive team. The number one seed. We know that they're gonna put a lot of pressure, a lot of switching, but like I just think that like as long as we continue to do us, like we'll be fine.
Jrue, on the Jalen three, what did you see, and what type of look did you have in regard to seeing him in the corner there?
I saw Jalen wide open. Sometimes plays like that, it's kind of hard because you got to see both sides simultaneously sometimes. But saw one side and looked the other side, and Jalen was wide open, so just kind of had to lead him to the corner, and that's a great shot. He pretty much did everything.
How would you describe the battle for tempo in this game, probably in the series, where obviously at some points in time you want to play in the half court and both teams seem to want to get out in transition?
Yeah, it definitely was a battle, and we know what type of team they are. They're never going to give up, and we've seen that not only during the year, but especially through their playoff run. So I think just trying to be as consistent as possible as on the boards, and trying to stop them in transition. They pass the ball up so well, they move the ball so well, especially off the rebound, that sometimes it gets tough, but something we'll probably go back and look at is transition defense.
Jrue, first of all, how do you feel after 48-plus minutes play of basketball?
Feel pretty good. We had a break for a while, so I'm all right.
So the break helps?
100%.
When you look at kind of pulling this out, like they have a couple of turnovers late, everybody was kind of like thinking like, okay, it's a game one loss, and all of a sudden it flips. What do you take from that? Is that just resilience? Is that, do you sit there and you go, whew, we pulled one out here?
I think we always knew that there's always a chance. We've seen crazy stuff happen all the time. So I don't think that we think we lost the game until we actually lost the game. And that's part of the reason why we were so resilient, toward the end of the game. Like I said, anything can happen. A couple turnovers, a great shot, great look by JB. Or on the other end, we make a couple of those shots that were wide open, and it could be a completely different game. So we're just the type of team that's gonna keep on fighting no matter how long and no matter what it takes.
Jrue, I just want to ask you, you're probably the guy who has had to, sacrifice offensively the most throughout the year. How do you stay ready to have a night like tonight where you scored 20 points after halftime and every single one of those points was critical?
I think just continually being aggressive, continually working on my game, continually having the coaches and my teammates in my ear telling me that they're going to need me, and even just knowing, like, especially times during the game, just being aggressive, and no matter what end of the floor it's on. So I'm gonna continue to do that, and we'll see what happens.
Jrue, Jason had a turnover midway through the fourth quarter that led to the 3 free throws for Haliburton. It looked like after they went over and said something to him, I wonder if you remember what you said and what you thought of how he finished with those 6 points in the last minute and a half.
Really just to be aggressive. I think it was just a miscommunication on our part, on both of us, but really just talking about figuring it out, and if that happens again, what we're going to do. So.
Jrue, how do you have to kind of slow down? Their tempo is so fast, and if you kind of keep up with it, it leads to mistakes. Like, how do you kind of control those mistakes, some of those turnovers that just seem to be simple? Like, how do you kind of control that as the series progresses?
I think a lot of it is concentration. Making the right plays. We know that they're going to play fast, and they're going to be very physical, but we are too. So make the right plays, make the right passes, be tough with the ball, and then execute from there. I think being aggressive and kind of finishing your food at the rim and making those layups will slow them down somewhat, just because they have to take the ball out of the rim.
is it good to kind of be on the brink and then come back and win? Is it energizing for the locker room to know that you can win a game like this when it seemed like you guys were down?
For sure, but I also think we always knew we could. Close games, I don't think have ever bothered us. I think that we've always stayed poised, and no matter if it's a win or a loss, we knew that we'd always give ourselves a chance. So, again, today, down 3 with some seconds left and making a big shot and making big plays after that, we knew we had it in us.
Thank you, Jrue.
All right.